We're back. Okay. Seems like the next activity is mealtime. How quaint. You were expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? Seeing some prestigious fantasy epic like you'd find on cable. Joy and Claudia usher you to your seat. There's very limited seating directly behind you. Oh, great, terrific. It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trap. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh yeah, Trickster is here. Surprised? Yeah, well, don't call him. Expected stir? I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers. My whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there, you're looking good, Troy. Real good. Oh, okay. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big. They can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Look at this, we can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? You think you see is a choice. Got that? Huh. Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite of you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now that everyone's seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. Is that like a shout out to the KFC game? Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which you know concerning what you've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts. You need to murder something to eat its meat, so that's, like, technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping. Let's see. Hey, Frank? Hey, Troy. You thinking what I'm thinking? It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. Haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know? You look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be the scraps of fabric sandwiched between layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. We do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Wow, he's ready for a change, because I am with my broad axe. It's a perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras, because they are. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked, no blood. You two and your ridiculous bicep swing contest. Enough, grow it. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only odds. The hell it is. Well, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop, please. I hate when we fight, or talk, or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azeroth. Great, instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey Troy, I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. I mean dinner. Oh. It's Felix. Felix is dead. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. It doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will take even longer cleaning their weapon, all while explaining the value of maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason, they're always terrified of tetanus. Yeah, why else would they all take that, you know, it's a joke on the cooldown after they hit someone. Hey, why don't you let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for this to get cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Minigames consist of 2 parts. Okay. On the bottom, target you'll be pointing at. Sometimes the target is immediately visible. Sometimes it's hidden until the pointer arrives. Press the spacebar to stop the pointer while over the target to win. To achieve a perfect success, land on the start of the target area, not the end. Yeah, let's just go for it. Okay, ready. Perfect, okay. It's just skill checks. Oh, that was perfect, okay. Oh, that was just okay. Not bad. Perfect. Yeah. That's pretty good. I like to see what you could do with the less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Dinner is finally served. For real. Sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their mask and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to be really embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean, come on, we're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off just to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mass stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? Two best things about being dead is not having to eat. It's only one thing. Think about it. Troy number 2 is no number 2. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Oh, ha! Yeah, I guess, eh? Even if I wanted to eat, I'd have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed. But I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. See how deep this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you tell them? Oh, you ever see the seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible. Anyway, what were we talking about? Lame misdirect. Yeah, she's right, pretty lame. Oh, and who we are, never compromise. Didn't you wash up on this island with no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did. Poor thing. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal. You've been standing in the sun. But the seagull... Uh-oh, he just made a lot of good points. I swear, you're beginning to feel lightheaded. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. Oh, hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator, the ocean. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here. It might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them, because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise, others lead to something even worse. Starting scene's over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? Huh. For this place holds many secrets, even from itself, but the only one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. Vague, mysterious. I gotta give it up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. Is it early game? Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make more choices that I like. You're going to find spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feelings inside me that we're all truly insignificant and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge. I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? You could look out into the darkness of the night and ponder a question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small alone? Should I hit on her? Should I try hitting on her? Yeah. I used to feel that way, small and important alone, but lately I'm not so sure. I started to feel different. I started to actually think that maybe this island is where I might meet someone special. You look at the Sparrows, turn from the ocean to look at you while you speak on this topic she's clearly so passionate about. A friend, perhaps something more. I don't know what this island has planned for me. A friend? Friends are just cowards who seek comfort in numbers. I had friends once, back before I was chopped into a bunch of pieces by my father. Friends aren't what's keeping me held together. I'm floating in a cloud of rage. Oh, I was so dumb, so busy trying to please everyone. Perfect student, perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny, the purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but Spirit looks around to see if there's anyone else on the beach. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it. Oh. I missed our last part there. You're not stupid, that sounds badass. Right, but I didn't let it out. And then I, chop. And now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me, what's inside of you, stranger? Yeah, nothing but darkness. I'd kill that dragon. I mean, a dragon sounds awesome, honestly. I don't feel like I've got anything inside me at all. Just darkness, never-ending darkness. And here I thought Spirit was the biggest goth on the island until you arrived. Perhaps I could light a torch and search through that darkness. Things are really heating up. You hear a flurry of footsteps behind you and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new dangers popped up on this strange island. Like, fine, it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which they're waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not part of this evening's activities. I strictly slotted in for an after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sick? No, no time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go. Once everyone is gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular. Oh, my lighter. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means we're behind on time for evening activities, and we'll only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story, but story time is my favorite activity. It's a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh great, we have to decide as a group? That never goes well. If ever did step up now, I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Was trembling, you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. So, sorry everyone, they're talking about me. To be honest, I don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything here ever happened on scheduled even once? Damn it, Donald, if you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick, and then I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. Fuss and muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and... Who's Cynthia and... What? We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. Oh, I renounced my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. Oh, Cynthia. Okay, he's just messing up their names. But we still got to get started on story time, so... Troy, who do you think should go? Damn it. That's a name. Please, pick somebody quickly so that the tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. And... I choose you, Spirit. Whoa, this entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrase, will we? Really? You want to hear from me? Spirit Hudson dramatically rolls her eyes as she get to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scary stuff. Seriously disturbing. even to me. I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out once with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. If everyone else is going to chit-chat, I guess I can just sit down. Huntress's eyes go red behind her mask, and both Trapper and Ray take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, and so I'm going to tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice that Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Like how they're using like the DVD lobby music right now. Detective Hada, a celebrated investigator, renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she had ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. How could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box. Strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered, built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just appear? A mystery. It was as if conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box is very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face of each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. "Help me!" cried someone inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped in prison, his voice trembling. By now it was if every detective in the city was there, looking the strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make any sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened. I woke up, and here I was. I'm so scared. Please help me, cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hada comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. As the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddling on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad, more lonely, more pathetic, and in need of help. But Detective Hada was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her like it never had before. "Don't let me die in here," the man begged. "Don't let me die alone." "Stay calm," instructed Detective Hada. "You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, half of the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story." Looking through that narrowest of passageways, Detective Hada watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of the strange, sad prisoner. Together, they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. "Promise?" asked the man. "Promise I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do." Simple pledge. She felt an instant connection like she never had felt before. Not to her family, but not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hada, for she knew he would return, and he did, pressing his lips up to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box, repeating his question again, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised, "I do." Pressing her palms against the cold outside the box without truly knowing why, Detective Hada leaned forward and placed her own lips to the opening, letting her breath creep into this strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on the man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat with his soft touch. "Thank you," said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. "Get back!" yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hada and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by a cacophony of whirring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hada gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of this giant box. Her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she wept. said. And that's when her eyes landed on the mat, or at least landed on what should have been. There in the corner box was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hotta had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. Atop that pile a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire up at the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual. So you really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss. Too much detail. Now no one is sure how to act. Fighting Claudette or staring daggers at you. You have to do something. This game was supposed to be a lighthearted romp. Please, I said do something. A slow clap. Start one of those slow claps. Why not? He stands next to you and claps. Spirit floats off as a clapping, which happens almost immediately because it was slow to begin with. Usually they're much more disturbing. More disturbing than that? No. I might have picked wrong? You don't regret picking Spirit to tell the story for the night, but you have to admit to yourself that even on the strangest day of your life, that you can remember, at least you still weren't prepared for that. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so that they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special who's in charge of this island. Don't want you to hear. I'm the ultimate catch on this island. The only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told this story. I can tell it was having an effect on you. This fog that follows me around, I can feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I both are absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. But yet, you learn something new every day. Even when you're a god. I mean, a narrator. You're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Dipping in hot tubs with Spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. You and your storyteller friends slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion got a hand. Just want to be totally clear, even though that story bore some similarities to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, not other-ically. I believe you completely. Sure, you were cut into pieces in your life, and so is that person in the story. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island, trapped, one might say, in the most puzzling place. Also a completely regular coincidence. And sure, his lips are blue, and your lips are blue. Really? You'd call this blue? I did say that blue is my favorite color. Searching for answers, hoping to find revenge. Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Samurai blood runs through my veins. Or, well, maybe it has coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You've got to figure that with as many sharp edges, a person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. Truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbing about it, I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep, when I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it. That's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe me? Yeah. Sure, why not? I know we just met, but yes, I do believe you. Told the story Clara came from someplace. Ooh. Taught you to trust a stranger. You're going to get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. That got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything, don't I already know the answer to my own question about if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa. Ocean air got me tripping. Ha! So I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box. If you believe that she is the... Damn it, got me going again. Unfortunately, before you can follow this conundrum to what will surely be a mind-numbing cycle of questions, you find a certain someone standing before you with a fresh towel ready to dry off. Sorry kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a fresh, clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. You watch as the spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you're watching her first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs a towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. Head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking at the crackling embers, you think about a spirit story about a prisoner in the puzzle box. Manage to escape this place, you will leave. Will you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell on too much of your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar creepy smile stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that, lit by a firelight. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable or die trying. I swear, these guys have watched the channel, man. They hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types who want to rob of their beauty sleep. Wait, what? Wait, what am I doing? Losing. Okay. Wait, what am I trying to do? How do I know what I'm trying to do right now? Okay, as you relax and look into the fire, the right up against the fuzz of flickering salmon and decide they might adjust it down to fix it. Oh.
Alright, let's talk about our community. For us, it means two major things.
That's Matthew
Cote.
Cote.
Is you out there. It's you and everybody else either playing the game or talking about the game or creating content relating to the game or being inspired by the game to write music or to make outfits.
No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decided to ask one of the killers to spend one more time. Oh, I could have listened. Maybe I could have listened to more stuff. You look to someone to your side as you lay by the fire. Should we keep bugging Spirit? I mean, we're obviously going for Spirit in this playthrough. I think that's what we're doing. So, Spirit tells you your secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. They'll listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What? Even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. Spirit reaches out and presents with a unique item, a small comb carved from bamboo. Guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back though, and if you lose it, well, you'll get your revenge on me. If it's the last thing I do. I start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. Dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be a spooky. I know you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd. The human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. Even an amnesiac video game protagonist. You know, I've heard everything. I've heard 60%, 75, 80%. Like, what is the number? Here's so many different fucking numbers. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you'd like. You'll never get it to 100%. Hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Huntress is rifling through your pockets. Oh, you're awake. I wasn't stealing from you. Merely trying to get to know you better by seeing what sort of trinkets you keep close. I saw you at the spirit way before bedtime. Look, I'm not saying I don't trust them, but, well, yes, I am saying that. I don't trust anyone I don't already have tied up. So let's make sure they didn't do anything fishy. Oh, they said something else there. I accidentally double-clicked. Well, I've got you. You should really consider spending some more time with me. I'm not scary. You're not? Not at all. I'm just a lost girl on a big island. I've been watching you since you got here, you know, not in a creepy way. Huntress pauses for a long moment. Alright, in a charmingly creepy way. I've noticed how fun-loving you seem. You spend more time with me tomorrow, maybe I'll take you to the special place I found. It's all mine. None of the other killers have been able to find me there. It's quiet and isolated. Maybe I'll even show you how to make beef stroganoff. That all sounds very enticing. Let's you get back to bed. It's been a long day. Shh. Huntress places a gigantic hand on your forehead, and your eyes flutter closed. Finally alone, for real this time. Maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. So she just stole our comb from Spirit, right? Which I think is one of the add-ons you can have for it. Wait a second, where are we? This isn't OGs. It is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to camera. Can you blame me for not getting along well with others? I mean, I haven't had a real conversation with anyone since I was a child. I take the fact that I haven't slaughtered the newcomer for their meat yet as a win. They look pretty tasty though, so who knows what will happen tomorrow. Hey, wait, do we have terror going on this island? This is weird. I don't care enough to kill this person, but if anyone else wants to, I don't care enough to stop them. I have to just kill Dwight to feel anything again. Yeah, today was fun. I don't want to get ahead of myself or really invest in something that might hurt me, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just see how it goes, or maybe they'll realize I'm not the one for them. They seem really smart, so that's probably what'll happen. I gotta learn to go easier on myself. You could love me if I can't love myself. I know that everyone thinks of me as a beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. It's cute hat and robe, okay, those are a choice, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm gonna get bloody revenge on a society that has used me and thrown me away, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. I'm still alive. That's an achievement that I guess you can get. You open your eyes. The sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great. Totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Well, I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. Shit, I double-clicked again. At least they make for a sexy bunch, no? Let's talk about sexy here. And talk about sexy, here comes the trickster carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off, right? Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind this joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. Are they? Huh. Also want to wish you luck. Today's an important one. My only regret is that I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the... Never mind, he left. Well, at least he brought me a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that. What the hell was that? We don't call him Trickster because he's got a because he's good on a skateboard. And he definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not a coffee. And I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yeah. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of place you get 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up, review to, not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you, so we can please move on. Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient, possibly unrelated narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament on the floor. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive thumbs up review if it was crafted with love and or that's the type of thing you're into. You know, the ocean's right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent. Whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are some small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of the creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not to be overly critical of them. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. So we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make some great points, I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course. Apologies, Troy. Last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? Just been having a lovely time. Yes, it's been really entertaining. Yes, I'm not... No option. Okay. What an encouraging response. We're so glad that you're not suspicious. Hey, Claudette, maybe Troy isn't suspicious because they figured out what they're actually doing here. Zero chance they're still clicking. Even right now to see how you'll respond. Hey, look at that. They don't know anything. It doesn't matter though. Troy, we're so happy to hear you're having fun. I didn't say I was having fun. We're all having fun, Troy. Terrence, we're all having fun. Oh, I don't have to click down there? I do need to ask you one more question though. We had to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparagement agreement? Yes, I hereby agree to participate in this verbal contract stating that I will never say anything negative about my stay here on this island. Perfect. Delightful. Excellent. See, the reason I did it was because I figured that was like an ocean kind of thing there. Yes, yes. Maybe it'll help me get further in the game. Hey Troy, it's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. The place to leave that is in a positive review because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games or resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudia have gone into a trance. With the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can only mean one thing. Breakfast. Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon and so much for maintaining those beach bods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magic powers only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. I don't. You take your plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you have experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again. Except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. Looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went, in case anyone was wondering. Here, I think I'm gonna have to start another recording. This has been going on a while.
That I used to love.